in the interest of Oakley Miller. We are here today set for a final in this case. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan is making our record.
Meredith Graff appearing for Kaylee Fletcher, the mother. I've had no contact with Ms. Fletcher and no contact information from her since I was appointed in this case.
Ms. Graff, she is present, so after we take announcements, I'll put you in a breakout room with her.
I appreciate that.
All right, then, before we go any further, I'll put Ms. Graff and Ms. Fletcher into a breakout room. Okay, so before we start calling witnesses, then, Ms. Graff, do you have you've got motions or just something, just information for the court?
Well, it's in kind of both, Your Honor. So I talked to Mr. Trout, and he's going to send me a relinquishment form, but we also would like to see if my client can do the services in the time that we have. The original dismissal date should have been around December 2nd, which is a Tuesday, and this case was filed on December 2nd of last year. So we're asking the court to start this hearing and then recess it till December 2nd, 2025. My client tells me that she was not informed she had a new attorney. I was appointed on May 8th. She has been trying to get a hold of Ms. Brianna Gamez for months. She's called her, she's left messages, she's sent text messages, and Ms. Gamez has not responded to any of them, not even to just say, you have a new attorney, here's her name or contact info. She's gone through several social workers. She has not gotten any information that she had an attorney from any of the social workers up to this point, and I'm not faulting St. Francis or CPS or anyone, but just that is what my client represented to me, that she was not given any contact info. She didn't know she had an attorney except for Ms. Brianna Gamez, and she just met me for the first time this morning in the breakout room. She is motivated to give it her best shot to do the services. And so I think it would be fair, given the fact that Ms. Gamez, basically, let's put it honestly, she bailed from this case, and she has not done her due diligence in letting her former client know that she had a new attorney. And I was in contact with Ms. Gamez and asked her for files and records. She had none to transfer to me when I took over this case, and three others. So I think that in this situation, I think that it would not be fair or just to continue today when my client has been diligently trying to get a hold of her previous attorney and was not informed she had a new one, and the previous attorney never responded to her. So we would like to start the case and then recess to December 2nd if the court would do that. And in the meantime, my client wants to give it her best shot to do all the services. And I will be in touch with Mr. Trout along the way, along with the social worker, to make sure that well, I think Mr. Valdez was the CPS social worker, so it'd be Ms. Garcia. So Ms. Garcia knows where we're at, what we're doing, so that we can at least have an opportunity to give my client a chance to do what she needs to do in this case, because otherwise it just would be an absolute work in unfairness. Thank you.
Okay, this was set as an early final because we'd had no participation really from either parent. So Ms. Fletcher, and just as a note, I show the dismissal date is December 8th. Just so I want to make sure everybody's on the same page with that.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? You said the December
the dismissal date is what I show is December 8th of 2025. Mr. Trout, do you concur with that?
Well, that's what I have written on my page. I see the court report says dismissal date's December 2nd, but I have it as December. My note is December 8th, Your Honor. Let me check and make sure on that.
I'm gonna let you double check that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I have as well, and that's what we've had from, I think, the beginning. And if it's been announced in open court or what we would have announced, but um, there's no necessity to call and recess the case since we've got until then to actually call the case. So I'm willing to push this out closer to the dismissal date to allow Ms. Fletcher what little time she's got left to see what she can do. That being said, and I'll ask Ms. Katie to try to find us something that's closer to that dismissal date. Okay. But Ms. Fletcher, I don't totally buy it, okay? I mean, there's a whole lot of folks that you could have reached out to try to find out what was going on in your case. And I understand Ms. Gomez withdrew because she was taking a different position and had to withdraw. We immediately substituted counsel. You know, you had a caseworker at the time that you were instructed at the adversary and probably again, hang on, adversary and at the status hearing to stay in contact with. And to make sure if you had a change in phone numbers or email address or physical address, that you needed to reach out and make sure that those people knew how to reach you so that if there was something going on in your case, they could reach you. And for many other reasons, like for instance, a request to go drug screen, which I'm going to order you to go do today.
Yes, ma'am.
Since you're not going to be sitting here in trial with me, you might as well be out there going and drug testing for me.
Okay.
So I am gonna order you to do a hair and a UA today. And you need to
Yes,
be out
ma'am.
there before 4 p.m.
Before 4, you said?
Before 4
4,
p.m.
right? Yeah, because I can't do it after 4, so before 4. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sooner the better. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So I get it. It maybe worked a little hardship that you got reassigned an attorney, but that's been months ago. And, I tell parents in our first couple of hearings, I stress how important it is for you to stay in contact with people, with your caseworker,
Mhm.
with your attorney.
Mhm.
Understand there was a change. I mean, you could have reached out to this court at any time. Miss Katie could have given you
I
Ms.
have no,
Groff's.
I
Miss
didn't know that. I'm
Fletcher,
sorry.
Miss Fletcher,
Yes, ma'am.
there's a
I'm
court
just saying I
report.
didn't know that.
Miss Fletcher, don't interrupt me. There's a court reporter that tries to take she has to take every word that everyone says in this case. She cannot take both of us talking at once. It's my turn, not yours. So I'm going to give you this extra time because the statute allows it. I'm not necessarily giving it to you because I'm terribly sympathetic to your situation right now, because I just don't think that you can hang all of this on the substitution of counsel. So you know who your attorney is now. You've got a good attorney. You better take advantage of that. You better stay in close contact with her. You better start staying in contact with Ms. Garcia. Do you know how to reach Ms. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am. Now I do. I have her number.
And how long have you had that number?
Not that long, ma'am. Not long at all. I just didn't even know that because I had a different caseworker before Tessa and everything, and I guess she obviously isn't on the case no more. And because I was trying to get a hold of her, and but then my parent support worker gave me Sylvia's number, so I have Sylvia's number.
All right. So you better stay in close contact with her
Okay.
and with
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Groff.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I will just caution you, you know, December seems like a little bit a long way away, but it really isn't. It's gonna be here before you know it. So, Miss Katie, we are in a jury trial that first week of December, so she's throwing out November 13th at 9 o'clock. And because of the Thanksgiving holiday and all that, that's probably the best we can do. So let's have everybody check your calendars right now.
Judge, was that November 13?
Yeah, November 13th.
Thank you.
You said November 13th, right?
Yes.
Or is it December 8th?
No,
I'm
November.
confused. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Can you
Okay.
explain to me
I'm
what
trying to-
November 13th is?
Your final hearing, your trial will be November 13th. That will be on my 9 o'clock docket. It'll be sometime that morning. I can't tell you exactly what time yet, but your attorney will know that when we get closer to that time.
I'm good with that, Judge.
Your Honor, that date is open for me. I'm available.
All right. So, Ms. Fletcher, you've got until then to do a whole
So
lot
until
of stuff.
November, so wait, until November 13th, right? That's when the final hearing is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. November 13th at what time? In the morning, you said?
Yes, on a
Or
9
did you put a
o'clock,
time?
on a 9 o'clock docket. My docket will start at 9. I may have some other cases ahead of yours. Your attorney will let you know exactly what time you need to be present.
Okay, thank you.
She'll know that about a week ahead of time. All right.
And,
You
and
know,
Judge, I'm sorry. Just so I'm clear on it, we're not calling and recessing today. Well, I know we called and announced before Ms. Graff spoke, but we're not calling and recessing today, just moving the final.
no, there's no reason to call and recess
Okay, all right.
because we've still got time.
Yes, ma'am. Our last review hearing was in May. So I think we need a review today just to stay in compliance, Your Honor.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I will grant a continuance then to November 13th on a 9 o'clock docket. All right, then we'll go ahead and conduct our review hearing. So Ms. Garcia, you can go ahead and give us an update.
So as from the last hearing that we've had, Ms. Fletcher made contact with me on 8/25. I reached out to her and we spoke about me meeting her in person, and possibly even at the office or where she's currently residing. She did state that she would get a ride to the office, and I let her know that if she needed transportation, that I could arrange transportation or I could meet with her. On 8/26, I did not get a response from her. I just sent her a text message just to verify if she still needed transportation. I got a response from Jalen Miller stating that she was currently working and that she could call me during lunch and if that was fine with me. I did tell them that that was fine with me. I never got a call during lunch. I did try to reach out to her and did not get a response. I reached out again on September 9th. I made her aware that we had a hearing coming up and that it was very important that I talk to her and brought her the family plan of service just in case she didn't have one any longer. She said okay, and that she would get with me of when we could meet up with each other or where if, just what it needed to be. Never got no response after that. I text her again on September 16th, again reminding her that this hearing that was set today was set for a final hearing, and that I needed, she needed to be present. She needed to reach out to her attorney. And then she just said she would try to reach out to her attorney. Since September the 16th, I did not hear from her until this morning, whenever I reached out to her again and said, don't forget you have court this morning. Do you know what time it is? Have you spoke to your attorney? She said she had not spoken to her attorney. She did not know what time it was. So then I sent her a link, and then we just kind of discussed that she would like to work services, and I did tell her she would need to speak to her attorney. So that's just an update that I have on Ms. Fletcher. I have not had any contact at all with Mr. Miller, so I don't have any updates besides that text message that he responded to on 8/26.
Sylvia, can I get that family plan from you too as soon as possible too? Is that
Ms.
Yes.
Fletcher, I'll send it to you
Yes.
after court. I'll send it to
okay?
you
Thank
after
you.
court, no
Thank
problem.
you so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep.
Thank you.
All right,
Um,
Ms. Garcia, then, has there been any progress on services by mother or father at this time?
Not that I'm aware of. Kaylee did state that she was seeing Corby Smith, which
Mhm.
is a therapist, and I did.
Oh,
Hey, hold on,
isn't his last?
Ms.
Oh.
Fletcher, I've already told you, you can't interrupt. The court reporter
I'm
cannot
sorry.
take both down. If you have a question, you need to say something, you can
Okay.
raise your hand, I'll get back to you, but don't interrupt, please.
So Corby's last name is actually Corby Grimes, and that's, I think, what
Yes.
Kaylee was wanting to clarify. His
Yes.
last name is Grimes. Sorry. So Corby
Yes, thank
Grimes
you.
is who she is currently seeing. So I will have to reach out to his associates and just get an update on the notes, and then just make sure that they're able to release information for me as regarding the progress that she's made with them. As far as any other services, though, I did ask her to drug screen in August. She was not able to drug screen. I asked her to drug screen in September and told her that she would need to drug screen in September, and got no response in regards to drug screening in September either.
Ms. Garcia, you had the court a while ago, state she they would tell her to go drug screen today or order her to drug screen today. Can you get that paperwork to the drug screening facility ASAP?
Yes, it is actually already being transmitted.
Okay, and that's hair follicle and UA.
Yes.
All right. What about, since we're talking about it, Mr. Miller, has he drug screened for you anytime?
He has not.
Okay. Do you want drug screens ordered on him also?
Yes, if we can.
Okay. Hair follicle and UA?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And you can make sure that Ms. Graff says she has it, but make sure that everybody's got the family plans of service so mom knows exactly what to do.
Yes.
Okay. When you spoke to Ms. Fletcher in August, did you told her she needed to get in touch with her attorney. Did you advise her who her attorney was?
I did not. I was not aware that her attorney had changed in the process of the case. So I just thought that she knew who her attorney was.
Okay. How long have you been on the case?
I have been on the case since July.
Okay. All right. And was August your first contact with Ms. Fletcher?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Did you try to reach out to her in July?
In July, I did try to make contact with the phone numbers that were listed for her, and those phone numbers did not have any service on them. So there was not any actual number to reach her out or reach out to her to.
Okay. All right. In August, did you get in touch with Ms. Fletcher or did she get in touch with you first?
She reached out to Melinda, which was the parent support worker that was on the case at the very beginning. Melinda immediately then let me know that she had reached out and gave me a contact number for her. I immediately called her, left a voicemail, and then she returned the phone call.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Do you know, is mom and dad, are they still together?
As far as I'm concerned, yes, they are.
Okay. And you're going off that assumption that he answered the phone when you reached out to that phone number?
You know,
Correct.
Okay. All right. If you could get that phone number also to Mr. Novak, so he could try to get in touch with his client also, and make sure that he has all service plans and stuff so that Dad can get a hold of his stuff.
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Fletcher, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Mr. Miller there with you?
No, ma'am.
Are you all together?
Not at this time. We are not.
So you're not living together?
No, ma'am.
I mean, were you recently living together?
Recently?
Yeah,
Um,
like at the end of August, were you all still living together?
yeah, at the end of August we were, but now we aren't.
Do you know where he is?
Not at this time I don't, but I can, I don't, as of right now, I don't.
Is his phone number still working?
No, ma'am. It is not.
Do either of you have an email address?
He does. Do you mean give you his email? Or give y'all
Yeah,
his
I want
email?
you to give it to Ms. Garcia. You just text it to Ms. Garcia,
Okay. Okay, yes, ma'am.
and then she'll forward it on to Mr. Nowak. Do you have an email address?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I have a new one. Then,
Okay. All right, you need to send your current email address also to Ms. Garcia, whatever it is you're using.
yes, ma'am.
And then you need to do the same with your attorney.
I already gave my attorney.
I have
to
it,
when
Your Honor.
Yeah, I already gave it to her when you gave, we were in the other room.
Okay. Just seems
Yes,
like we
ma'am.
have some hand holding to do here, so I'm making sure.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
Ms. Garcia, what about update on Oakley?
So Oakley's doing very well in placement. She is starting to stand. She's not taking any steps, but she is standing. She's crawling. She has started to eat baby foods, and she's tried some table food. Her favorite is mashed potatoes, but she is doing very well in placement. She's updated on her medical. She's updated on her dental. There is no concerns right now, and she is on target.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Groff, do you have anything else to present under a review today?
I do have a couple of questions for the social worker, Ms. Garcia. Ms. Garcia, you testified that you became the social worker in this case in July. Is that correct?
I would need to look at my notes just to verify that. I want to say that it was in either June or July whenever I took over the case.
I'm just looking at an email I got on May 27th saying effective May 30th, Sylvia Garcia will be the new caseworker. This was sent out to everyone on May 27th by Tessa Weston, who was the previous social worker. You also testified that you didn't know who the attorney was for my client, but I sent you an email on August 22nd to you and Brenda Scott regarding the permanency conference that was scheduled back in August, and told you that I didn't think that I'd be any value because I had not met my client and I'd had no contact with her. Did you receive that email that I sent you on Friday, August 22nd, 2005?
I would need to look at my emails to see if I received it. If I did, I would have responded to it.
It didn't bounce back, Your Honor. So I did send it to silvia@st-francis.org. Is that your email address, Ms. Garcia?
That is my email address.
Okay. I'm just concerned, Your Honor, that Ms. Garcia does have a legal duty to know who the attorneys are for the parents in her cases, and it just concerns me that she didn't inform my client that her attorney had changed when my client said she'd been trying to talk to her attorney and her attorney hadn't responded. I think that it would be reasonable that somebody would say, what attorney are you trying to talk to? And update that information. So that's my concern. I have no further questions.
All right, Mr. Novak.
Thank you so much, Judge. Ms. Garcia, it's good to see you as always. Just one quick question. If I kept my notes accurate, it looks like the last time you had any contact with Jalen Miller was August 26th of 2025, correct?
That's correct.
And that was, you were trying to get a hold of Kaylee Fletcher, but he actually responded to a text message?
That's correct.
And that wasn't a very meaningful conversation with him as regard to what he needs to do as a dad to work services, correct?
Correct.
And you've tried to get a hold of him throughout the course of the case, the life of the case, correct?
I have.
Thank you so much, Ms. Garcia. Judge, that's all I have.
All right, Ms. Vala.
Ms. Garcia, when is the last time that Ms. Fletcher has seen Oakley?
It has been in February.
In all your communication with her and trying to set up a meeting, did she ever ask to see her?
She did not.
And she didn't meet with you where she could follow up with those kinds of questions?
That's correct.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Vala. All right, Ms. Vala, do you have a recommendation today?
I do, Your Honor. Oakley's doing great in her placement. I do recommend that continue. She's meeting milestones and doing what she needs to, and she is placed with family. So I do recommend that continue.
And may it please the court, I hate to interrupt, especially during the ad litem's recommendation. I did have 1, 2, maybe 3 questions for Ms. Fletcher while she's here. I'm just trying to do my best to get a hold of my guy, Judge.
Sure.
With the court's permission, I'd call Kaylee Fletcher and I'd ask her to turn her camera on.
Ms. Fletcher, you put your camera back on. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear to tell the truth today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, Mr. Novak, go ahead.
I've never actually looked into this issue. I'm not sure if it makes a difference if she raises her right or left hand, but I believe she raised her left hand. Judge, I don't know if it makes a difference.
Sorry. I'm
right.
sorry. I
She's
didn't know.
sworn to tell the truth, so, okay.
Thanks. When's the last time you had face-to-face contact with Jalen Miller?
Yesterday. Face to
Okay.
face, yesterday.
If you needed to get in contact with him right now, would you know how to get in contact with him?
Yes.
Would you give that information to Ms. Graff, your lawyer? Please.
Yes.
Are you going to talk to Mr. Miller after this hearing?
Yeah.
Was that a yes or a no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a pen?
Do you have a pen?
Do you have a
Yes,
pen
I
that you
do.
can write something down on?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right.
Yeah.
806
806.
679
Is this your number?
806
Okay.
679
679
7914.
7914.
Tell him I'm his lawyer. He knows that. I've emailed him, I've called him. The phone numbers don't work and he doesn't reply to emails. You have him call me today, please.
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fletcher. And Judge, thank you for that, and I'll pass the witness.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Zavala, did you have anything further in the way of your recommendation?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, today I'm gonna continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the child's placement. Find a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. Find that parents are not in compliance with their family plans of service. I'm gonna order drug testing on both parents. That will be hair and UA. I'm gonna order there will be no visitation in the case until we receive negative drug tests. That will be hair and UA. Or further order of the court in that regard. So we're not gonna start visitation until we've got, I wanna make sure everybody understands. No in-person, not just in-person, but no visitation until we have negative drug tests, negative hair, negative UA. Unless I order something differently before the final. That's for the safety of the child. We have no real information on what kind of lifestyle parents are living, where they're living, what they've been doing. And so I'm not going to expose a young child to what we don't know. So I'll see everybody back on November 13th. Isn't that what we decided? Yeah, November 13th on a 9 o'clock docket.
And Judge, just update the court that dismissal date is December 8th.
Okay, all right, so December 8th is the correct dismissal date. Let me just make one further clarification, since I am not ordering any visits. Should we get negative drug tests, if parents wish to file a motion with the court to revisit that, I will entertain that prior to the final. But we don't have any other, hearings on the docket scheduled before the final. So, if we get negative drug screens back, and Ms. Groff or Mr. Novak, if you all wish to file a motion, I will certainly entertain that. And it might be an agreed thing at that point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are just getting into that time of year where we are really booked. And then we've got this jury trial that first week of December. That takes a big chunk out of the schedule. So, obviously any motions like that, if there is an agreement, then it's obviously helpful for me to know that if we don't have to actually set a hearing. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Ms. Fletcher, good luck.
Thank you.
Judge, may I speak to my clients before we go?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the feed up since we've got a 1:30 hearing and it's 12:35 already, so.
Yes.
All right, but I'll be back for that 1:30, and any of you that are still with me, I'll see you then.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Judge, for permission to leave the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
In the interest of Mia McCarty, cause number 97419D, in the interest of Jax Stevens, and cause number 99525E, in the interest of Timothy Branning. Okay, we're here today in each case for review hearings. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan's making our record this morning.
All right. So regarding the children, all of them are doing very well. Timothy Branning, Maya McCarty, and Jack Stevens are currently in a kinship placement with Maya McCarty's paternal grandparents. The children were placed back in region on June 18th. Since then, their visits changed from being virtual visits to having in-person visits with their mother, as Maya's father, James, was living in the home. So that visit schedule was no longer needed. The children have been doing very well. Their needs are being met. They are all attending public schools. Both TJ and Maya are receiving support as far as IEP plans with issues with dyslexia and some reading problems. They are receiving support. Both of them have had ARDs at their schools. Jax is also doing very well in school. He is in kindergarten, so he's socializing and doing well. Currently, we are seeking a therapist for all three of the children to help them navigate the changes and things that they are going through. The only other update would be is that Maya's care was transferred over to her father, James, in August as part of the reunification plan. And then as far as the children go, otherwise, I mean, they're doing very well.
All right, and what about service plans? Obviously, Mr. McCarty is in compliance, and I assume has completed what we've asked him to do.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. McCarty had completed all of his services. The major one being the BIP program, which he had completed. Ms. McCarty has completed all her services as well. The issue we ran into with Ms. McCarty was that in July, she had a positive hair follicle test that tested positive for levels of 1693 for methamphetamines. She was referred for an OSAR. The OSAR evaluation came back shortly after I had submitted my report. The recommendations on that, based on what Maya reported to the evaluator, was that it was not recommended for her to complete any services, only to complete the services that were already a part of her CPS order.
Mr. Heredia, did mom have an explanation for why that hair follicle all of a sudden came back positive when she had?
When I had spoken to her, her initial response was that she did not know what had happened, that she thought because she had been around others who had possibly been using. From there, I tried to dig in a little deeper as far as getting more details on it, and she did not express anything.
Okay. She had drugs. She's screened for us since then.
Yes, she had a regular UA screening in August, which was negative, and she is set to go this week again for another UA screening. She's doing monthly screens.
Okay. And are we going to do another hair follicle on her in this month?
Usually it's 3 months, so it would have to be until next month for us to do the hair follicle.
Yeah, well, we're right at the end of the month, so
unless the court orders that she be doing another, that she do another one.
Yeah. That one was in July.
The last one was in July.
Okay.
So we'll be ready for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I would say in October we'd try to get another one so we can.
Yes, 30 in October.
Okay. All right. And then if mom's hair comes back negative at that point, then are we looking at increasing what we're doing with mom?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, we could increase the visit time. I mean, she had, when the last hair follicle came back, she had just gone to unsupervised visits. She'd had unsupervised visits for 2 weeks.
Okay, but we have sort of a plan in place then.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hiccup, but we're maybe gonna get back on track.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
There also had been a goal change as far as Timothy Brandon and Jack Stevens go. It was originally family reunification, but that goal was changed to relative fictive kin conservatorship. Maya's grandparents were initially interested in maintaining conservatorship of the boys. James McCarthy has also voiced his interest now in taking conservatorship of the boys, where Manda could possibly, the boys would stay with him and with Maya, and Manda have visitations moving forward, but James would be the primary conservator for the children.
Okay, so that's sort of out there in our hip pocket, so to
Yes,
speak.
ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, which is good if we can't get reunified with mother for whatever reason, then I mean it's always, I mean it would be great. No change up for the kids, and so okay. I just don't think we're there yet where we can make that call. Now, I know we've got a trial date on December 4th. But that's a little ways off, so maybe as we get closer to that date, we'll have a better feel for what we need to do.
Yes, ma'am. And Your Honor, if we can go ahead and get a mediation order on that and get somebody appointed.
Yeah. The case has not gone on extension. That's in the other consideration.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay. I'll give y'all, well, we'll go ahead and get you a mediator appointed, and I'll give you till, let's say, about November 20th.
Okay.
You know, and I will just say, if you're getting close to that date and it appears that you know, there's basis for an extension just to try to wrap some things up or monitor for a bit longer or whatever. If you all decide you need to push the mediation out along with that, then we certainly can discuss that by email
Yes, ma'am.
and see if we need to adjust. In other words. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. Anything else, Mr. Heredia?
No, Your Honor.
All right then. Okay. Mr. Morales.
Not much to update beyond what Mr. Heredia had provided. The only thing I was going to say is, yes, Mr. McCarthy has indicated to me after after mom's positive drug screen and him understanding that kind of threw a kink in things. He asked me to reach out to allow, allow Jackson Timothy to live with him, and he's ready and willing to do that. But I kind of told him the same thing, that I don't know that we're quite at that bridge yet, but I will definitely let everyone know. And so I'm glad that there's a good possibility the kids will at least stay together, and I'm glad that Mr. McCarty's doing what he needs to do. That's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Judge, I have absolutely nothing to report. I spoke with Mr. Heredia earlier this morning. have no leads going anywhere on the unknown father based on what the mother's reported to the department and to her therapist.
All right. Let's see. Just to have on the record, Mr. Heredia, you've had no contact with Mr. Stevens?
He does have an LPS worker assigned to him. He was presented a family plan of service. He has not started any of his services, and his contact with the department has been infrequent.
Okay. As far as we
Mr.
know, he is not presently incarcerated.
That is correct.
Mr. Heredia, when was the last time you spoke to him on the phone? Has he called you?
I spoke to him just last week, Mr. Trout, on the 11th.
Okay. And what was that conversation?
That conversation was about him starting his parenting classes. He said that he had started some, but he didn't know who the provider was. So I had asked him for that information, which he has yet to present to me.
Okay. Is that the only service he started on?
That one, and then I also had sent in for him to go and drug screen, which he hasn't gone yet.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit. He has not gone?
He has not gone. An order, a request was made for him to go and drug screen, but he hasn't presented himself yet.
Okay. When was that? Or when did you send him?
That was sent on Friday, which would have been the 12th.
Okay. All right. Other than that, do you hear from him once a month, every couple of months, or not even that much?
Not even that much.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I got to visit with the kids. I am really glad they're in region with family. They seem to be doing really well. I loved when I walked up, they were all outside playing and not just sitting on tablets. So it's fun to see. They seem to be doing very well there. I know that the situation is grandparents and father. I think that technically we have the grandparents as placement for the two boys. They indicated to me some concern because they've got some other family they'd like to be able to visit, things like that, and they didn't know if it was possible to transfer just the placement, not PMC, just the placement to being under James, or have them have a little more flexibility to be able to travel to see some of the other grandkids. I don't know if that's a possibility, but I'd like us to be able to look at that. I really hope mom gets it together because these kids love her very much and are very interested in seeing her as much as possible and being with her. So if those drug screens don't turn around, they are going to be in some pretty desperate need of a counselor. And I know that we're looking for one. I'm hoping that things do turn around, but I want to be focused on both, getting them the help they need if it doesn't turn around.
Okay. So regarding that placement, I guess, so placement technically is still with grandparents as opposed to father.
I believe so, at least for the two boys. I think it's been officially transferred.
On Mia.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's St. Francis's take on that?
We could do that, Your Honor. We have no objection to transferring the placement over to James.
It's all the same home because they all
Yeah.
live together.
It's all within the same home. It just means that, like the medical consenter and education consenter would just switch over to James the way it did with Maya.
Mr. McCarty, you have any heartburn with that? Are you okay with that? I mean, it is some additional responsibility. There's no question. All right, he's giving the thumbs up.
I'm good with that, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm all right with it. You know, let's let, I mean, grandparents be grandparents, and they've stepped up to the plate for us and really helped us out. So, you know, I'm in favor of letting them, you know, have a little less, you know, restriction and obligation. Probably isn't going to change much on the day to day, but just gives them a little more freedom. So, okay. All right, then today, like we talked about, I'm going to order you a mediation before November 20th of 2025. We will officially place the boys with Mr. McCarthy. We will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue all the kids' current placements. Find a continuing danger to return the children home to mother or Mr. Stevens or the unknown father. The mother and Mr. McCarthy are in compliance with their family plans of service. Mr. Stevens, obviously, nor the unknown are in compliance. I'll sign the review order and I'll see you back for our final, which is currently set for December 4th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you all so much. Mr. McCarthy, big thanks to you and your parents.
Judge, I'll get a signature page out on this order to Mr. Trout this morning.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
In the interest of Angela Javiaramana, I probably did not say that correctly. If anybody can correct me, I'm happy if you will. We are here set today for an adversary hearing. My understanding is that the mother, Beatrice Nudiwama, has agreed to the TMC and to work services, but we have an unknown father in the case, so we would need to address that.
Correct.
Because mother required an interpreter and she's agreed, I went ahead and released Miss Sapien, her client, and the interpreter, just for the ease of our proceeding today. Okay, we'll go ahead and let y'all take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Alexis Valenzuela is my investigator. We are present, ready, Your Honor.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Angela.
Okay. All right, so she pronounces it Angela. Do you have a handle on the last name?
Not a clue.
Alexis may be able to help us with that.
Javiaramana.
I think I'm right with you, Judge. I've been saying it the same way.
Okay. All right, until we get better instruction, then that's what we'll go with. All right, then, Mr. Trout, who you're going to call Ms. Valenzuela?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you will, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, you may proceed.
Ms. Valenzuela, would you state your name for the record, please?
Alexis Valenzuela.
And you are investigator on the current case, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you heard Judge announce the mother has agreed to temporary managing conservatorship to the department and to work services.
Yes.
As to father, when during your investigation, mom named a certain person as the father, is that correct?
Yes, I got just in talking to the family, I received a name, and then going back through history, he was also the father that was listed in our cases.
Okay. And since the case was filed and you had been talking to him, it was found that there had been a prior paternity case involving that father. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was out of Taylor County, Texas?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, the gentleman we had named as father was actually had been found not to be the father. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was through paternity testing?
Yes.
So since then, we have excluded him from the case and pled in an unknown father. Have you had any other conversations with mom as to any other possible fathers, or is she giving you another name?
I did have a conversation with her. I asked her about Angela's father. This would be the maybe third or fourth time that we've had this conversation about a dad. And she did let me know that she was assaulted in the Houston area. And she did not know the man that assaulted her. She did not know the name, and that was Angela's father. She believes that person was in Africa now.
Okay. Did she say if she didn't know who he was, how she would believe he was in Africa now?
She called the police, and the police handled the rest of that, is what I was told by mom.
Okay. Do you know, was there ever a criminal case down in the Harris County area involving that situation?
Not to my knowledge. Just from our history, I haven't seen anything about that.
Okay. So all you know is mom knows she did make a report.
From what she told me, yes, she called the police.
Okay. But outside of that, there's been no other name besides the gentleman we excluded from the case.
Yes.
And is it your recommendation today or request from the court to grant temporary managing conservatorship to the department?
Yes.
And to work with the mother as to the child's medical needs and helping her understand those needs?
Yes.
And for when that case is handed over for St. Francis to continue discussions with mom as far as any named possible fathers?
Yes.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
I do.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, and just as a clarification, is the department seeking any child support or medical support from the mother at this time?
No, ma'am, not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala, any questions?
I have no questions.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further from Ms. Valenzuela?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, then. Okay. You have any additional witnesses today?
No additional witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just ask a couple things to clarify. Ms. Valenzuela, did she act like she had like maybe called to follow up with law enforcement in Houston and they're the ones that indicated he was no longer in the country and maybe in Africa?
Yes. When I talked to her about it, she stated she called the police. And the police, I can go back to our conversation, but she did say that she believed he was back in Africa and he was taken there after the police were called.
Okay, but that information came via law enforcement.
Yes, ma'am, I would assume so.
Okay, I understand the communication is difficult. And, we've got to have interpretation to really communicate well with mother, but I just kind of wanted to make sure I was understanding. So, okay. All right. Anybody have any further questions in?
I have just one quick question to clarify something I was asked yesterday, Your Honor. Ms. Valenzuela, you told me, I believe, that mom does not read or write in Swahili or in English. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So have y'all, I was advised yesterday she may be able to read some English, so that's why I was wanting to clarify on that. But your understanding, she cannot read or write in either language?
That's correct. Both of the visits that were at the hospital and at Dr. Contreras' office, those papers were given to her in English. And so my understanding is she can't understand that.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass witness, Your Honor. No further questions.
All right. Okay. Ms. Valenzuela, as far as you know, how is the child doing right now?
She's doing well. I've followed up with her foster parent and the program director for the group home. They report to me that she's doing well. They're trying to work on regulating her blood sugar levels. They have a nurse on staff that has educated all of the staff on her medical diagnosis and how to, give insulin and teaching how to keep her, like, give the proper nutrition. So they're really working with her. She's doing really well.
Right, and there are older siblings either in the home or just in this area?
Yes, there are 3 older siblings in the house, and there are 2 younger siblings.
All right. And is there a stepfather that lives in the home?
He does not live in the home.
Okay, all right. Do the siblings assist mom with interpretive needs at times? And
in my conversations and being out of the house, it does appear so. And there have been times that I've received phone calls and I have, the kids asking me questions. And I can hear them say, well, what do you want me to tell her? So it does appear that they help mom.
okay, all right. All right, but there were no concerns about the other children in the home. It was just really because of the medical needs of the one child. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then. I do find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of Angela Javier. All right, hang on. Javier Amana. Try to get it all in one fell swoop. That there would be a continuing danger to the child to return home at this time till we work with mom on trying to take care of the child's medical needs. And so we will continue the child's current placement and work with mom. I know we'll talk more about services before the next hearing, but let me just drop the bug in everybody's ear. This is a little different kind of case, as you all obviously know. I really want us to try to focus on the problem at hand and not overload mom with some of the usual typical services that are not indicated here. So I know that that's a conversation that probably hasn't happened yet, but it is going to be a conversation I'm going to be wanting to have when we come back for the status hearing, to be sure that we're not, it just doesn't seem to me that this is a boilerplate situation, that we may have to get a little creative in what we're going to offer.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, in terms of services, Angela did tell me that mom speaks both Swahili and Kirundi. So I don't know, I mean, that may give us 2 options in trying to work with interpreters.
Okay. I don't know what our options in this area about any kind of literacy classes, what is out there and what possibly could even be available. Ms. Finch?
I just wanted to mention that we did a joint staffing with the state hired nurse that we do medical staffings with at times. And she said that there's other parts of the state that the doctors or medical staff have access to some sort of posters that they can go off pictures on what to do and how to do it. So I don't know if that's something that anybody can work on to get over here, or the doctor that we were talking to though here didn't have that.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thought when I was reading the the affidavit as well, that, you know, this may be something that, you know, it's, as opposed in written form, we've got to try to communicate with her in another form. But long term, I just don't know whether there might be any kind of literacy education that we could help mom with. And obviously that's more of, you know, it's kind of a long-term deal. I mean, that takes longer than what we probably will be involved with the family, but I think if we could find something or get her started in something, you know, and it's something that she could continue even after we're not involved anymore, it would certainly be beneficial to her.
The refugee language project here in town offers free English classes that also they have childcare for at the same time for if, I don't know how old the younger siblings are.
I'm trying to remember if they were
She
teenagers.
may not need that.
The younger siblings are 3 and 4.
Oh. But are there older siblings?
The older siblings are 16, 14, and 13.
Okay. All right. Well, something to look at. And Ms. Zavala, you said that was through
The refugee language project,
Yeah, okay.
and they have a place called The Place
Mhm.
here in town.
Okay.
I think also one of the public libraries here in town might be able to help. So I can check into that as well.
Ms. Finch, and y'all's speaking to the other department, did they tell you what part of the state or what area had those posters, or who they
Yeah,
did?
it was more down south in the bigger cities, like, you know, either the Houston area, Austin area.
Okay, and they were saying there's just generalized physicians or doctors down there that have that, not any specific people, but those are just available down in that area?
But she was just, I think she was more talking about specialists that are over in that area. Because
Okay.
that's what who we were talking to here was a specialist.
I wonder if we might have any access to that through Texas Tech here.
What we had conversations with the doctor at Tech that we confer with a lot, and she didn't have anything here either. We did it, we tried everything to try to get mom some help to better understand or to learn, and we just kept hitting roadblocks with this.
Children's in Lubbock, maybe?
We had an ACUSN done, which is a specialist doctor out of Lubbock
Mm-hmm.
at UNC, and she hasn't proposed anything like that there either. I can ask her and follow up with her, but she hasn't offered any information for that.
But she sees somebody in Lubbock, correct? Or am I thinking about a different case?
I think she comes back here for her doctor appointment. I think, doesn't she, Stacy?
And I know she required some medical care recently. I visited with her last Sunday and she said like a few days before she had gone to the hospital, she was fine, but they just want to be extra special careful, you know, checking out anything. And then she's got the nurse on campus. So I thought that her medical provider was there in Lubbock, but I don't have the name of the doctor.
Where is she placed right now? Is she in Lubbock?
She is.
Yeah, okay.
She's at the Girls and Boys Ranch there in Lubbock.
Okay. All right.
And I got to visit with her in the cottage. She's doing really well.
Okay. Okay, well, I think, like I said, I just think this is going to take some creative thinking. So let's just be mindful and look hard at what we're requiring. and, you know, make sure that it's really something that's going to address the underlying problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then our status hearing is scheduled for October 21st of 2025. That'll be on the 9 o'clock docket. All right, so let's see. I interrupted myself, so all right. Find a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. We talked about no support, no medical or child support. And I guess that's it for now. So we'll talk more about the services when we get back together. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
All right, thank y'all.
Okay, y'all have a good afternoon. In the interest of LaDawn Johnson, we're here for our initial permanency hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan's making our record this morning.
Meredith Graff, I'm appearing for LaDonna Johnson, who is not present, and her whereabouts are not known.
Bailey Sapien, guardian ad litem for respondent mother. I have not had contact with her since April. I've reached out on all the avenues that I do have and haven't heard back, but I'm present and ready.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the father, Toria Ellis, and we're both present and ready.
LaDawn is doing great in his placement. There are absolutely no concerns. He is the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. I mean, he's not doing ECI or anything like that. He's on target, so everything's great with him at this point. I did actually hear from LaDonna at the beginning of this month. She reported to me that she was living in Lubbock at her mother's house. When I tried to contact her back on the phone number that she had contacted me on, it was no longer a working number, and I have not heard from her again since. Mr. Ellis has continued to stay in contact with me. He has his paternity testing finally scheduled for the 25th of this month. So LaDawn has already gone to his testing on the 5th of this month. Mr. Washington had his scheduled for the 4th of this month, and he did not show up. So that's kind of the update that I have right now. We're still just waiting on that paternity testing. It took forever with the Attorney General's office to get Mr. Ellis's scheduled. Well, everyone's scheduled, but it is scheduled for the 25th for him. So that's all I've got.
Great. Okay, Mr. Ellis, you know where to go for that and all the particulars? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I appreciate your cooperation in that regard, and hopefully get that done that day and then get some answers.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Willie Washington, he said he was trying to get on. He had called me. He said he trying to get on and he can't get on.
I don't have him in my waiting room, so
okay.
Maybe he's having an internet problem, or I don't know.
Because I know he went and took his DNA test because he called me and told me. So.
Did we have a rescheduled date, Ms. Alford?
No, maybe he did attend, and I just never heard from him regarding it, and so maybe he did.
Yeah.
Okay, we can hope so.
Yeah.
Judge, I haven't heard anything on that test yet. I'll email Ms. Chavez real quick and see if she can get us.
Okay. All right. Anything further than Ms. Alford?
No.
Where are we? Anybody working services or getting anything done at this point?
Yes, Mr. Ellis. Mr. Ellis has been working services, and he's been doing his counseling and parenting, and so he's been in contact. He stays in constant contact with me. No issues. He's doing everything he's supposed to. As far as the other parents, I don't have any updates on services for them.
Okay. All right, very good then. All right, Ms. Groff, anything to add today?
No, Your Honor. My client has not contacted me, and the number I had for her, I've tried calling her at least twice a month since I was appointed. And I get a message that says that the phone is not able to take messages. So I'm not able to leave a message, and I have no other information. I would be interested to get an address if Ms. Alford has one, because I could write her a letter if she has an address for Ms. Johnson's mother. So that's all I have to report.
Okay, and that was a question I had, Ms. Alford. Do we have that address?
Yes, I do. And I will forward that to Ms. Graff.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you so much.
We'll try snail mail. It still has its purpose in life.
And Ms. Alford, when you send that to Ms. Graff, go ahead and send it to Ms. Sapien also.
Yes.
You stole my thunder.
Sorry.
Okay, Ms. Sapien, anything?
No, Judge, I was just gonna ask for that address, and then as well, the phone number. I know you said, Ms. Alford, that it was no longer connected, but we can try it again. If you could send that also.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Nothing else, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Eldridge?
The only thing, this is a little bit premature, if Mr. Ellis does turn out to be the father, he has a 12-year-old daughter with the mother. He'd like to be considered for placement. He's the non-offending parent. He's working his services, and LaDon has a sister out there, 12-year-old sister, that living with Toria, and we'd like to have the child placed with him if he is the father.
Okay, we'll find out. And then clearly, that's probably an appropriate inquiry. So, soon as we get the results back, Mr. Ellis, then we can entertain what the next step is.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, Kelly got to go out to Lubbock and see him in person yesterday, and we agree on how cute he is. She brought back the best pictures. He's doing really, really well. I just want to clarify, am I correct that he hasn't had any visits with mom?
That's correct.
Okay. And are we waiting on starting any potential visits with Mr. Ellis until the results come back, or has there been some talk about him starting visits?
We have not talked about that. I think we were waiting for the paternity testing.
But that's okay. She took you off.
Okay.
No, I did.
Your Honor, that's all that I have. Mr. Ellis is participating and working on his services. He does have a sibling in his care. I am fine if he is interested in wanting to start those visits. But I also understand if we want to wait until we see the results.
Mr. Ellis, I muted you because of background noise. If you want to unmute and tell us what your feeling is about that.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a doctor appointment today too.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm outside now.
The question is whether or not you want to start some visits with LaDon, or whether you want to wait until we get the genetic testing back.
Well, if I can get some visits, well, how we gonna do that? Cause I'm up here. How can we do that? I'd like to have some visits with him, if I can.
Where do you live?
I live in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I
They
did
probably would be
know that.
virtual. They would probably just be
Virtual?
virtual to begin with, you know. So
Okay.
I don't see any harm in it, you know, quite frankly. So, Ms. Alford, I'll let you visit with him about that at greater length, and if we want to start those, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Ellis, they'll talk to you about that further and kind of what that looks like and how we could, you know, how we could set something up if you want to do that.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Judge, just to update the court, I reached out to Ms. Chavez. As far as Mr. Washington's paternity test, she has not gotten results back on that yet. She's reaching out to see if she can find out an answer for us, but as of right now, she has no notification on it.
Okay. I show Mr. Ellis is a presumed father. Y'all
Correct, Your Honor.
jog my memory. Is it just because we had this question about Mr. Washington?
Well, yes, ma'am. He is, I believe Mr. Ellis is presumed as I think they're still legally married.
Okay.
But then mom gave both names. Of
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to be sure of. All right. Okay, then today I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue placement. I'm going to find there would be a continuing danger to return the child home to mother at this time, or to Mr. Washington, who at this point is just an alleged father. With respect to Mr. Ellis, even though he's presumed, we obviously have this question. So I would find that it would be inappropriate to send the child to him at this point in time. We're very close to, finding out an answer, and we can entertain the idea of placement when we're sure about paternity. So I'm not really finding it that it's a danger to return the child to Mr. Ellis at this time. I think it's just premature.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, then I will expect the department to continue to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. And so, Mr. Ellis, I appreciate your cooperation and everything.
Yes.
Once we get that genetic testing back, we're going to know kind of what next steps are and what all is involved with that. So
Okay.
I won't see you again until January 20th of 2026. That'll be a 9 o'clock docket. So there could be some things that happen between now and then. I fully
Okay.
anticipate there's going to be. As long as everybody's in agreement and comfortable with what's going on and what we're doing, that's fine. If we need to get together before that date, y'all know, just let us know.
Okay.
But I can see some moving parts here in the next, couple months. So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. All
And-
right, then I'll see you back for sure January 20th, 2026. If we don't talk before then.
And Your Honor, as far as service plans, Mr. Ellis in compliance and mom and Mr. Washington not at this time.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, I appreciate everybody.
I would say the same point with complaints. Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, at this time, I'll call Potter County cause number 100325-2 in the interest of Wyatt Davis, Iris Boatwright, and William Boatwright. This is the Department of Family and Protective Services versus Brenda Miskowski regarding a request for court-ordered services.
Your Honor, on behalf of the mother, we're requesting an unopposed reset for the adversary hearing to allow the mother to willingly provide a drug panel in this case, and to allow the police, the investigators to do the home welfare check to gather more information on this case and ensure that we're ready to go forward. Everyone has agreed that the drug panel would assist us in gathering more information necessary for this case, and that further investigation would possibly allow us to come to a resolution in this matter based on information that the mothers provided. But we just need a reset, and we're not agreed to dismissal at this time.
Okay, let me just find out then. Does anybody have any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. Well, obviously the court's never opposed to having drug test results. It obviously gives us some very important information. So let me get Miss Katie to look at what we could do. What kind of time frame are y'all looking at? A week or 14 days or what? this is our first setting, so.
Yeah, I don't know, her work schedule or anything, Judge, so if we could do not next week, but first of the following week, that would probably be great.
No objection.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. If everybody thinks we'll benefit from that, I'm fine with it. So we'll
Okay.
reset. Is that going to be on a 9 o'clock docket, Ms. Katie?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. So we'll set for 10:09. Okay, I appreciate everybody appearing this morning. I'll see you back then on the 9th. Until then, of course, everything kind of stays status quo. So just want to make sure Ms. Miskowski understands that. And we don't have, there's not like an order for protection in place, but anyway, we don't need any big changes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I know that some of you are going to be remaining here with me, but if not, then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Miskowski, I'll call you offline. I'll call you on your cell phone.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.